Hey everyone, it's Kyle here. I hope you're all having a fantastic week so far. House of the Dragon Episode 1, Heirs of the Dragon, pulled us back into the Song of Ice and Fire universe with great new characters in conflict, and it only looks like it's going to get more intense as the season goes on. In this video, we're going to break down the Weeks Ahead trailer featuring the clips from Episode 2 in the trailer, and also later on when we get the older versions of these characters. This video will contain some spoilers about future events of the series, so be warned for that. With that said, let's jump into the trailer and break it down. The Weeks Ahead trailer starts off with Millie Alcock's young Rhaenyra translating Aegon's A Song of Ice and Fire prophecy of the prince who was promised off the glyphs of the Valyrian steel dagger. In Episode 1, we heard Viserys tell the story of Aegon's dragon dreams to Rhaenyra and letting her know how important it is to pass down this prophecy from a king to his heir. Viserys later goes on to say that the burden of knowledge is larger than the throne, which connects with the core idea of Aegon's uniting of the Seven Kingdoms to fight this otherworldly force rather than dividing them through petty squabbles and war. It is part of the reason why Viserys values having a male heir so highly, because he believes that he is a major part of Aegon's prophecy and that the person to unite the realm and fight back this darkness would be a prince and a male heir. Of course, later on, we find out this person is Jon Snow, who aligned with Daenerys and other factions to defeat the White Walkers and Night King in Winterfell, but this is the very same dagger that Arya used to kill the Night King. Now, while it's disappointing that Jon isn't the one who stopped their potential reign of darkness being the prince who was promised, it's still significantly important as the main book series has yet to reveal what will truly happen with this series of events. When young Rhaenyra is speaking about this prophecy in the trailer, we also see clips of Daemon Targaryen with the dragon egg in hand and Mysaria standing off against Otto Hightower and the Kingsguard. In this sequence, we also see young Rhaenyra, who's riding Syrax here, and Caraxes, who's overlooking the action. In the last episode, King Viserys demanded that Daemon return to his wife in the Vale, but it doesn't look like he's going to be obeying those commands. This is one of the many conflicts we will see with Daemon Targaryen, the rogue prince, be a part of in this series. But what we see happening here is that while living on Dragonstone, Daemon got his mistress Mysaria pregnant and as a present wanted to give her a dragon egg, also setting up the possibility of his son or daughter becoming a future dragon rider. Dragon eggs are extremely valuable and rare, so it's understandable that King Viserys might have an issue with Daemon giving one as a gift to someone who is not truly part of the Targaryen family, considering it's like giving a person a weapon of mass destruction. This connects nicely with what we hear Daemon say in the trailer, "Dreams didn't make us, dragons did." Daemon more than likely is talking to the older version of Rhaenyra in connecting with the earlier conversation we heard Viserys and young Rhaenyra have towards the end of Episode 1 about power, dragons, and gods. Another person who will be having an important conversation with Rhaenyra is Rhaenys Targaryen. This still shot is from Episode 2, and I think there's a strong possibility that Rhaenys tells Rhaenyra that even though she was named her father's heir in the last episode, that she will not be accepted by many lords within the realm. We saw some of this discourse towards the end of Episode 1 when the Baratheon Lord and others pledged their fealty begrudgingly, so I think she talks to Rhaenyra and gives her some advice on what she had to go through in her life and her not becoming the Queen of Westeros. Rhaenys has a lot of life experience on how to deal with these sort of situations, and with Viserys so hellbent on having a male heir, everything he said about completely wasting the years of Rhaenyra's life might still come to fruition, with Rhaenyra still having to fight against massive odds against the patriarchal norms in Westeros to become queen when he possibly dies. Alicent Hightower is featured quite a bit in this Weeks Ahead trailer, and rightfully so. She plays a major role in the upcoming Dance of Dragons Civil War. Without spoiling too much for what we will be seeing in future episodes, let's just say friendships like these, they aren't easy to maintain, especially if you've been named the heir and your best friend's father sends your best friend to meet up with your dad privately. It's definitely a complicated situation because some people are calculating that Alicent is a just straight up one-to-one villain, but it's not that simple. Like George R. R. Martin said, in House of the Dragon, there's no clear Arya Stark where you can say, hey, everyone likes that particular character. These characters in House of the Dragon, they're more brutal, and both Alicent and Rhaenyra have a role to play in that brutality. Throughout the trailer, we see the older versions of Alicent and Rhaenyra, including this shot here, where Alicent is grabbing King Viserys' Valyrian steel dagger and trying to stab Rhaenyra with it. We're more than likely going to see these aged up versions of both Rhaenyra and Alicent around Episode 6, I believe, so this is going to set up some really great conflict for both Rhaenyra and Alicent. Kristen Cole, pictured here with Alicent, also has a major role to play in the Dance of Dragons, and as you can see here, he's going to be part of the Kingsguard, which begs the question of how does a knight who doesn't have the highest stature and family name reach this level of importance within the kingdom? There definitely seems to be a clear chemistry and tension between Rhaenyra and Kristen, as Kristen saw her out during the tourney, and as Kristen seems to be watching her dance here. Episode 2 this Sunday is titled The Rogue Prince, so it's fair to say we will see quite a bit of Daemon Targaryen in this episode, and undoubtedly the conflict that seems to follow his character as well. In the trailer, we see parts of Daemon's conquest of the Stepstones, where he's allied with Corlys Velaryon, and Rhaenys fighting against the Triad and the Myrish Cragash Crab Feeder. This is when shit is really going to start to hit the fan in the season, as we see the likes of Caraxes burning fleets and soldiers, and the badass Corlys Velaryon killing people in the war. Corlys is one of my absolute favorite characters that's going to be featured in House of the Dragon. He's currently the richest man in Westeros, and someone with a vast knowledge of how economics work, but also the politics of King's Landing. Here in this shot, we see Viserys and Daemon having an argument in the throne room in King's Landing. Daemon is pictured here with shorter hair. Without spoiling too much, there is definitely going to be a furthering of the rift between Viserys and Daemon. Both have different ideas on how to go about things for their family, and Daemon is someone who walks to the beat of his own drum and not to the orders of his older brother, the king. And finally, to end the trailer, we have Vhagar in all her glory right here. Vhagar is an old dragon at this point within the story, so it's appropriate when we see her needing a few pushes and a jump to take off before she flies. She may take a bit to get going, but she is very large and bigger than the version of Drogon, who burned down King's Landing in Season 8 of Game of Thrones, so I'm definitely excited to see more dragons in action, especially Vhagar being the force of nature that she is. But yeah, what stood out to you most in this Weeks Ahead trailer? What got you the most excited? Let me know in the comment section what you're most excited for. Thank you for watching. If you got this far, I hope you're enjoying these House of the Dragon videos. There's definitely going to be more to come. And if you have a video topic suggestion, let me know in the comment section, and I will try to get to as many as possible. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.